All right, so
What have you got?
my segment is called
You
marketing
got a name for it.
marketing fails of the not of anything, just marketing fails. So
You love marketing, don't you?
yeah, I do love marketing.
Okay.
It's one of my premium
You should have studied
topics. I should have studied it. I really should have.
it. Yeah.
So this one, and this is gonna be a little game, so don't look at my screen.
Okay.
All right, so this one's a really classic company that promotes social causes. Like it promotes a lot of like equality and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So they're really into making their company believe in like people before profits and all that kind of stuff. Right?
Okay. Right.
So it's Ben and Jerry's. You've
Yeah.
And so
Absolutely.
something that was a bit of a fail in their marketing.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to show you a picture
Okay.
and point out what you think is wrong with it.
Okay. All right.
But all
Here
right,
we
so
go.
we're going to go. This is a picture that they had to apologize for.
I've never seen this.
This is their. All right, so this is what it's called. This is the product name. So you can see immediately what you might think
Yeah.
is wrong with it.
Yep. I can see something that might be wrong with it.
Okay, so the ice cream for all the audio people only. It's called Ben & Jerry's Black and Tan.
Yeah.
And now here's why. All right, so tell me what you think might be wrong.
Uses. Well, you can't. I don't know. You.
All right, so do you think that it might be a racist?
Yes, that's
a
what I
racist
think,
thing?
but I'm just not quite sure what to say.
But the thing here is that it's not. It's
Right.
not. They didn't have to apologize because of that.
Okay.
That's not a reason to. That's not like
No.
what was wrong with it.
Okay. Right.
So, in 2006, on St. Patrick's Day, they released this,
Yeah.
and it was released in Ireland
Yeah.
for the Irish population.
Okay.
And it was supposed to appeal to... So Black and Tan was supposed to appeal to Irish beer enthusiasts.
Okay.
Because
They love
that's
their
like
black beer.
That's a Black and Tan.
Guinness.
Black and Tan is like a...
Yeah, they love that.
It's like two different types, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was a
okay.
mixture
I've
of...
heard of I don't know about tan, but sure.
It was like a mixture of like cream and different
Okay.
flavors
Yeah.
that you get in a beer, apparently.
Okay.
So anyway,
Right.
Black and Tan
It's
was...
beer flavored.
Yeah, it's like a...
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
it's like a specific Irish taste.
I should love that.
So yeah, I think they would like it.
So I'll try.
Black and Tan is the name of a British militia that
Oh.
operated during the Irish War of Independence. And so they were known for especially violent brutality. and so there's a gigantic
I would have thought that's probably just one Google search away.
one Google search away, but 2006 was a different time.
That's true.
I guess they just didn't
You
know.
wouldn't find that on Bing
They had no...
or
I mean,
Yahoo or whatever they were using.
that's where the $100,000 consultant came in. That's where the fee
Okay.
came in for that time.
Wow.
Guys, I guess that's when they didn't they didn't get an Irish consultant in
Wow.
to immediately say, hey, definitely don't release this in Ireland. Like, they would have talked to no one from Ireland. Okay. All right, so my next marketing fail of the day
Yep.
is Facebook's VR campaign. Have you heard of this one?
No.
All right. Do you want to take any guesses as to what happened?
Facebook's VR campaign.
So they released a product. Mark Zuckerberg personally released in a keynote kind of speech
Yeah.
and a demonstration.
Yeah.
A VR,
Headset.
not a VR headset. Well, I'm not 100% sure if it's a VR headset or not,
Okay.
but it was a VR experience that Facebook
VR experience
released?
that Facebook released.
Yeah.
I could only assume that. Right. I don't know what the problem with that is.
Okay, so I actually saw
Seems
this one.
fine to me.
I saw this one when it
I'm
came
going
out.
to say it's fine.
It's okay. It's a
I'm going to
pass.
say it's not a fail.
Nathan
a
passes
trick.
it. It's a trick. It's a trick. So Mark Zuckerberg rode around on top of in a 360 degree view
Yeah.
of a top of a car.
Yeah.
He had a little avatar that was kind of riding on the top of the car,
Yeah.
and then his other Facebook assistant had a little avatar.
Hang
and they
on.
were chatting.
Did you just say Mark Zuckerberg's driving the car?
No, he's not driving. He's
He's-
on top of the car as an avatar.
He's-
So he's
okay.
he's sitting there as though he's
Yep.
on a little tour
Yep.
of the country.
Absolutely.
And the country was Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
and it was right after the devastation of a hurricane had blown through Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And so he was showing that he was walking around, and he was like bumbling around as a avatar figure,
Yeah.
and he was explaining, it's a devastated place.
Okay.
There's a lot of and then
Bringing awareness to it.
he was showing Puerto Ricans with axes trying to chop trees that were on top of their roofs,
Yeah.
and he was
Yeah.
showing them clearing
Yep.
the river,
Yep.
all that kind of stuff,
Yep.
doing working in the devastation.
Yes.
And then he's talking about the features of his VR
Jeez.
system. He's not. It's not a hurricane. It's the aftermath
The
of
aftermath
a terrible
of a hurricane. Yep.
hurricane.
So
right?
there's just destruction everywhere.
There's destruction everywhere.
Everything's just collapsed. People have lost everything.
And then he's going. Now Rachel, my assistant, she's not even in the same room as me, and we're able to communicate on this VR system.
Jeez.
And then he's like taking a virtual tour with someone else, and then he's like, "Hey, give me a high five. Give me a high five." And like she's showing the two avatars like high fiving,
Right.
and there's a guy like clearing the river, and
Wow. Okay.
and it's one of the most obvious things that I've ever seen. That's horrible marketing, like
Yeah. Right.
fail, because it's like
Fail.
it's obviously so terrible.
Would it be? It'd be pretty cool if you edited right now, like a big like fail sticker thing. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Definitely. And my third and final marketing
Yeah.
fail of the day
Yeah.
is the Pepsi ad with Kendall Jenner. Have you seen that one?
No.
Okay, so
Apparently, I don't see any of this marketing stuff.
this one was genuinely. This is the one that you should have seen out of
Okay.
all of them. Out of every, a lot of people have noticed this one. Anyway, so it was an ad that Pepsi ran,
Yeah.
and Kendall Jenner is like modeling in like a South American kind of place,
Okay.
and she's like got all the lipstick and all the lighting set up, and they're like making some really good photos and
Sounds
like
fine.
yeah, and it seems fine.
Yeah.
And then there's a protest that starts marching past,
Really?
and the protests are like woo, and they're all like young creatives.
Are
And then
they
there's-
part of the campaign, or is this just random?
No. This is like it's an ad. It's made to be an ad.
They've
So
done. Okay, it's scripted.
So it's a full scripted ad
Okay, yeah,
that's
yeah.
like made to be a video.
Okay, so they
So
come
anyway,
past. Yeah.
These young creative kind of like
Yeah.
people are coming past. They're all like hipstery kind of
Yeah.
wearing button-up shirts and stuff. And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
and then this like Islamic woman comes down, and she's like a really inspirational photographer,
Okay.
and she's like taking photos of the riot, and it's like, yeah, look at this change, look at what's happening.
Pepsi.
And so yeah, and it's a Pepsi ad, and then there's a whole line of policemen that are like standing and like ready to blockade,
Jeez,
but they're all
sounds
wearing
really intense.
but but they're all not. They're not wearing like riot gear or anything like that. They're just
Right.
regular like policemen in uniform.
Yeah.
And this is in I don't know, it's South America, Brazil, something like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, they're all angry. They're all like, "Oh, what's going on? There's a protest going on.
Yeah.
We're gonna stop them right here."
Okay. Yeah.
And then no one's got any kind of weapons
No,
or
no,
batons
no.
or anything like
yeah,
that.
Yeah, of course.
And then they're all really angry. They're not letting her go. And then she comes
Not
up.
letting who go?
They're not letting everyone go past a certain point. So
Okay.
everyone
Yeah,
in the riot.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Kendall Jenner comes up
Okay.
and passes the policeman at the front a Pepsi,
No.
and and then he cracks it, and he drinks it, and he's like and he's really happy, and the crowd starts cheering. They like start clapping,
Yeah.
and then all the policemen are like kind of happy and dancing around and stuff.
they're all just friends all of a sudden.
And they're all friends all of a sudden, and it was something, and then it goes live bolder, live louder, and then it's got all the
Wow.
all the like the young crowd are like dancing together, and they're like having fun.
So, the only way I could see that possibly happening, because clearly that's a strange idea,
Yeah,
is like that's not a good idea that's been perceived in a bad way, or there's been a connotation that was unrealized or anything. That's
Like the
just
other
clearly
ones-
just a strange idea, right?
yeah. Definitely.
I think we can all agree on
definitely.
that. So I guess the only way that could happen is, I guess, Pepsi have outsourced their marketing for that campaign.
But someone's got to take responsibility.
Well,
Someone-
obviously the marketing manager at Pepsi didn't watch it or
They
something.
greenlighted it, so they like it was obviously on TV. So
Totally. He
Yeah.
obviously sent the email, said, that looks great. Let's do it.
just without watching it.
Potentially had a busy day,
Yeah,
didn't watch it, and actually it was a bit weird.
yeah. So
Okay.
one of the things was, I think Nike were just starting to be super socially kind of woke.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that they were trying to follow Nike, but instead of taking an actual position, or instead of doing something actually like kind of meaningful,
Oh.
they were just like, haha, you know what people
I see.
love? They love protests.
Okay.
So yeah.
It's very relevant at the moment.
Yeah, it's very relevant. and
After
it's,
all the Republicans just stormed the Capitol building.
so I saw a lot of
yesterday.
so I saw a lot of
Goodness,
comments.
that was crazy.
A lot of the comments on those posts
Yeah.
were, I wish Kendall was here with her Pepsi can. So people remembered the ad.
Because she's in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's the one that calms the police down. Like she hands them a Pepsi and calms them down.
There you
So
go.
a whole bunch of people commented that, meanwhile, she like in whenever it was 2018, 2017.
Yeah.
She posted this like crying video where she's like apologizing.
Really?
She like realized it was super insensitive.
Really?
'cause it's not what protests are like.
Well, I suppose from her perspective, she might not really have any idea of the storyline. Like
Yeah.
for all we know, they might have just cut scene and like shot scene after scene after scene.
And they're like, now you hand the policeman a
Yeah,
Pepsi.
and
it's
she's
like,
just
okay.
thinking, oh, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
It's Pepsi. Like, they've got they're switched on.
Yeah.
They've done this for a while. They've done a few campaigns.
Yep.
They know what works, what doesn't work.
Yep.
Comes out, and she's like, what the heck is this?
Yeah. Definitely agreed.
So, interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Is that it?
I think that wraps us up.
Okay. I love that.
It was I think that was our best episode yet.
Could be.
Definitely. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts, as well as
And
Spotify.
As we always say, just give us what you think in the Apple Podcast app or in the Spotify podcast app. Just tell us what you think. Give us a review. Give us a few comments.
Put the comment. Make sure you like and share.
Make sure you like and share. And
remember that doctors recommend you listen to this not once, but 3 times a day.
it's HQLA.
It's HQLA. I didn't know if I knew you were going to do that. You gave me any cue. Anyway.
Clearly
that's
I was
the
going
end.
to do it.
Wrap it up.